Good morning po. Morning.
Good morning po.
Good
Yeah.
morning po.
Okay. So, I'm in school. So, just in case I've been disconnected, please chat me or gamitin po natin yung Facebook group chat to notify me that I'm lost in our online class. So, okay po ba yun? So, can you please do that for me? Is it a yes? Okay, so thank you very much. So for this morning, we'll discuss about the history of immunohematology, or also known as the blood banking. So please know that I am using an attendance tracker, so for us to monitor our attendance. So I can clearly see here those who are coming in late and returning when you were disconnected. So okay lang naman yun. Just please try to go back again to our class. So the rule in online class is for us to gather all the informations first before trying to cut off our discussions. Okay, so from the history of immunohematology, so or also known as the blood bank. So this one is a mixture of immunology, study of our immune system, and of course hematology, which deals with the blood. So these two principles are actually combined to create an immunohematology. So actually, some parts of this immunohematology, portions of it has the discussion of cytogenetics, wherein we try to gather all the information on how did we get this kind of genes, races, or even history of blood grouping. So, immunohematology is the study of antigen and antibody reactions related to specific antigen and antibodies. So, in the laboratory, we had discussed and talk about the different typing sera that we use, no, to identify the different blood groups, such as the anti-A, no, for color blue, and color yellow for anti-BRH. So with this, no, it deals with a specific reactions, and that's important to identify a compatibility. And of course, incompatibility in blood banking indicates death or mismatch. A blood bank unit is an organizational unit responsible for collecting, processing, and storing blood for transfusion and other purposes. So, blood bank is not actually an automatic section in the laboratory. Hindi po porket may ospital, meron na kaagad blood bank. So blood bank, just like microbiology and drug testing facility, or HIV collection facility, requires a specific trained personnel and requires a specific permits under the Department of Health to organize, to open, and to process blood specimens. So, let's say for example, pumunta ka sa isang tertiary hospital. So, pwedeng may blood bank doon, but their only capacity is to store the blood in the blood bank ref. So, because of the capability of the hospital to perform surgeries. But other than that, no, blood bank requires a special permit for it to be operated. So, please take note of that, no? Hindi routine ang test for blood banking. So, the immunohematology falls under the RA 7719, or also known as the National Blood Services Act of 1994. So, in cases of blood bank, so lahat po ng processing, including the donor selection and recruitment, including the processing of blood, and the fees that are accompanied here into under po siya ng RA 7719. So with this, no, nakapaloob din po sa RA 7719 that all blood donors should voluntarily giving their blood to the future recipients, no, or pwede rin kamag-anak, wala din namang problema. So walang kapalit. So meaning to say, even if ilibre kita ng tanghalian, bigyan kita ng 1,000, ganyan ganyan, o kaya bigyan kita ng plus 10 sa exam, hindi po siya pwede. No, under RA 7719, may karampatang parusa po 'yan. So if it is proven and tested that there was really a buying of blood. So magkakaroon po yan ng investigasyon at pwede pong may makulong. Okay? Then, in the 90s 'no, nung bata ako, marami pong mga blood bank, units sa Manila because, they have opened it as a business 'no. Kaya nga lang dahil sa naging business siya, marami din pong nag-donate ng, bloods 'no. Donate ng bloods, as a source of, income. So before 'no, a blood bag costs, for, let's say for example for blood group O, costs around, 1,500 to 5,000 pesos. But for the lesser common blood groups, just like the AB, so it could cost up to 10 to 15,000. So for blood donation, ganyan. Then, so we have the blood bank in the Philippines. We have the organizations, no, that is actually handling this units, no. So we have the PBCC, also known as the Philippine Blood Coordinating Council. So this one is the top blood bank unit organization in the Philippines. So, and the Philippine National Red Cross, Hospital Blood Transfusion Committee. We also have the blood centers or bleeding centers na tinatawag. Kasi yung blood donation, it is also known as bleeding because we really and literally bleed blood no para mag-donate. We also have the NRLs, National Reference Laboratories, just in case there are some presence of bloodborne diseases that were screened during the blood collection, blood donation ng ating patient. Of course, before transfusion to the recipient, the donors of the blood of the donor should be screened for presence of HIV or different blood infections like the hepatitis B. In cases like that, no, na magpa-positive, it is our responsibility as medtechs to actually um, trace trace the history of our patient. So, siya ba ay sex worker? Siya ba ay maraming ka-casual sex? Ganyan, ganyan. We need to go back to all the history of our patient. We need to track them as much as we can para po makapagpa-test sila. And of course, to save their lives in giving prophylaxis or medicines that could delay the progress of a disease in them. So we also have DOH, Regional Blood Program Coordinator, and Head of Blood Services Facilities. So during my medtech years, no, I had my postgrad degree in immunohematology, so under the Philippine Heart Center. So dito ako nag-aral ng mga specifications of blood banking in the Philippines. Of course, it is understood that we are far behind no from other countries. But the thing is, at least alam natin yung ginagawa natin even in manual conditions. And of course, the scarce numbers of blood bags is one of the most or actually the top concern of the PBCC no. Yung si PBCC kasi siya yung nagmo-monitor kung gaano na karami yung nagsi-circulate na blood sa Pilipinas. It is seldom that we get blood bags from other countries. Most of the time it is collection from one hospital unit to another. So yeah. So, ayan. In a blood bank, so it has a blood station, it has a blood collection unit. So, since it requires a special permit from the Department of Health, the blood bank unit could be separated from the main laboratory. So, it could also be called as satellite laboratory or pwede rin siyang tinatawag na tawag dito, triage, ganyan. So, sa blood station natin, so pwede siyang nakiwalay. So, oftentimes we can see that yung mga blood bank pwedeng nasa dulo ng laboratory, nasa ibang side ng laboratory, because they can facilitate, they can actually work no outside the main laboratory. So, because it requires specific square meters, it requires a specific facility for them. Hindi pwedeng hiramin yung centrifuge ng hematology at ilagay sa blood bank for example or pwedeng makisentry ka muna doon, hindi po pwede. So hospital blood bank, hospital blood bank with additional function, and of course the blood center. Before the RA 7719, the blood bank unit in the Philippines could be operated outside hospital, as in outside the vicinity of the hospital. But since yun nga, pinagkakakitaan yung dugo ng mga donors, 'no? So, tinanggal na, pinagbawal na sa Pilipinas yung paghihiwalay ng blood bank unit sa mga hospitals. So, meaning to say, the blood bank units in the Philippines could be operated only by the PBCC, the Red Cross, or the hospitals. Yun na lang po. Hindi na siya puwede, dati kasi para siyang salon na puwede mo lang siyang buksan ta's ang pangalan lang nun blood bank, ganyan-ganyan. Ngayon hindi na po siya puwedeng gawin. And then for the history of immunohematology, so it was actually 1492 when Pope Innocent VII received actually the first blood transfusion recorded in the history. So it was known that the blood is as the fountain of youth. So para ma-reverse yung aging ni Pope Innocent VII, anong ginawa niya? Kumuha siya ng dugo no ng three young men, no, galing ay mga sakristan, then transfuse sa kanya. So what do we expect from this? Of course, there will be transfusion reaction with the presence of antigen and antibody complex kasi baka naman magkakaiba sila ng blood groups. By the year 1628, it was William Harvey that discovered the systemic circulation of blood, veins, and arteries. Ito na po yung tinatawag natin ngayon na circulatory system. And it was actually 1666 when Richard Lower successfully transfused from one dog to another. So, ibig sabihin, tag dito, homologous transfusion, but with animals. So, pwede kayang tsamba lang yung nangyari? Posible po, no? Posibleng ng tsamba lang yung nangyari. Kasi, um, pagdating ng mga sumunod na taon, no, nagkaroon ng iba't ibang reaction, no, yung transfusion even after the dog trial. It was June 15, 1677, where John Baptist Denis is the first to publish successful animal to human transmission of a 16-year-old boy tormented with a contumacious and violent fever. Ano pong ibig sabihin nun? Kala nila naging successful from dog to human. But then again, tormented with contumacious and violent fever means violent reaction of the body and indicates incompatibility, or also known as transfusion reaction, or HTR, hemolytic transfusion reaction. So exchange 3 ounces of the boy's blood for 9 ounces of lump's blood. So naging successful ba siya? Hindi. No? Yung procedure lang yung nagawa, pero yung purpose of it to be successful, hindi po nangyari. So, but for the sake of history, no, of transfusion, so yes, we still add the contribution of John Baptist de Denis because it opened the opportunity to share it, no, to share the expertise and improve the expertise of procedure to other historians or scientists. It was 1795 when Philip Singh Physic allegedly performed the first successful human-to-human transfusion, also known as the father of American surgery. However, class, there was no sufficient evidence that there was really a successful human to human transfusion. Again, because of the presence of other blood groups and presence of different blood groups or blood types natin na tinatawag. So it was 1895, it was 1825 of August when James Blundell performed the first successful blood transfusion to a woman dying from postpartum hemorrhage, no? So the donor is the husband of a dying woman. So in cases of this, so chamba ba ulit yung nangyari? Yes, the answer is yes again because there was no blood grouping performed. No, so hindi natin na-determine kung ano talaga yung blood group, no, na ng ating pasyente at ng ating donor. But what is the evidence that we are trying to point here that blood donation can really save lives, no? So there are some patients who are prone to bleeding. Hindi lang po during surgery, mga nganak, stab wounds, gunshot, no? When there is severe profusion of blood, no, towards the outside parts of the body. So in cases like this, no, kapag may surgery, puputulan ng paa, manganganak, it is standard in the hospital that we always prepare two blood bags, no, for our patient. So bago manganak, kailangan meron munang dugo. Bago mag-surgery, kailangan meron muna tayong stored blood to pack red cells, no, to lessen the chance of patients dying because of the loss of blood. Yan. So sabi nga nila bukod sa asphyxia, ito daw yung kinamatay ni Jesus Christ, no, yung ating loss of blood. It was 1869 when John Braxton Hicks recommended the use of anticoagulant, which is the sodium phosphate as an anticoagulant, and it was 1901 when there was a formal and we have seen under microscope the antigen and antibody complex, and the founder of the blood bank, the blood group system, is also is the Carl Landsteiner. So siya po yung pinaka may evidence, no, of history ng identifying the different blood groups. So he has group members, no, kasama si Alfred von de Castello, Adriano Sturley, to identify the blood group AB. Dati po kasi ang pagpapangalan nila ng blood group na A, B at O ay ABC. Ano, yung C, it is also known as the blood group O now, but they changed it to O, no, later on. It was by the year 1907, the advancement of blood bank actually emerged, no. So marami na ang naitulong, no, from ng iba't ibang scientists, no, with the invention of this one. It was Ludwig Hectowen suggested the safety of transfusion by cross matching. So we have the process of major and minor cross matching. For the major cross match, our samples would be the donor's red cell. No, that's why we need to use ETA specimen and the patient's serum. No, so this is the reason why we need to collect samples to blood tube, no, in collecting samples from our donor and our patient, because we need to check their compatibility using red cell and using serum. So this one is also known as the forward and reverse grouping, no. So it was the Dr. Richard Weil who performed the ABO typing and compatibility testing. So, siya din yung nag-recommend that we check for the inheritance of blood groups, no? So, hindi pala siya automatic, no, na pare-pareho tayo ng blood grouping. It is important to identify the different blood groups prior transfusion. 1907, John Jansky of Czechoslovakia, and 1910, William Lorenzo Moss of the United States identified the blood groups independently, no, using numerals 1, 2, 3, and 4, um, directly related to blood groups A, B, and O. So 1913, it was Edward Lindemann who was first succeeded vein-to-vein transfusion, no? So using cannula. So dati po kasi, no, tatanggalin lang sa parang bubutasan lang, lalabas yung dugo sa arteries, tapos ita-transfuse sa vein ng ating recipient. So of course, when we try to bleed blood from the arteries, it has a pressure inside because arteries contains oxygenated blood while the veins contains deoxygenated blood. So the one that we need is from deoxy. No, kasi kapag meron pong pressure during transfusion or bleeding, aagos lang yung dugo and it will not stop, no. Yung laki po ng butas ng needle natin, alam po siguro ng mga iba yan na nakapag-donate na ng blood, no, mas malaki pa yan sa butas ng straw ng sesto, no. So it was kung meron tayong bleeding tendencies, medyo it will be longer, no, takes a longer time for it to stop. Then it was Lester Unger, no? Unger decided the syringe valve apparatus with a stopcock. The purpose of this stopcock is not to spatter the blood. No, kung halimbawa kasi ito yung tubing, for example, ito yung tubing ng ating blood bags, dito dumadalo yung dugo, ganyan. Once you have pulled the needle, no, from our donor, ganyan, the process with, of course, with the law of physics, ang mangyayari diyan is lalabas yung dugo doon sa needle. So para siyang may clip, no, that is the stopcock. Para po dahan-dahan yung transfusion at magi-stop din po yung pag-leak ng blood from the tubing or piping of the blood bags. It was Ruben Ottenberg. He reiterated the importance of compatibility testing because of the reactions of transfusion. Of course, with with the presence of different blood groups, simply the AB, and O, it just simply identifies na each and every person is unique because of our genealogy na tinatawag. Of course, magkakaiba tayo ng nanay, tatay, and even in the history of genetics, it was identified that in every offspring, there is only 1/4 chance of transmitting the genes, no, from both parents. So kapag mas maraming anak, no, mas maraming chances na ayun, magkaroon sila ng matches, no, or compatibility. That's why when we have transfusion or gland transplantation, for example, the first choice it would be our sibling. It was 1914 when Albert Huston reported the use of sodium citrate. So from phosphate ni Braxton Hicks noong 1869, naging sodium citrate na po, no, ni Albert Huston. So it was 1915 naman when Dr. Richard Lewison formulates the correct concentration of sodium citrate with gelation. So kailangan po kasi hindi namumuo yung blood, no? And it was also demonstrated that we need more carbohydrates, no? We need more sugar doon sa ating blood to maintain its viability. So ibig sabihin kapag ka merong bukod sa additives to prolong the shelf life of our RBC, the RBC also needs saline, it also needs carbohydrates, it also needs sugar, no, for it to have a longer span of life, no. Yan. So si Francis Peyton Ross and Joseph R. Turner, sila naman yung citrate dextrose solution. So ito na po, yung citrate pinagsama na, no, yung invention ni Dr. Richard Weil at saka ni Lewison, dinagdagan ni Peyton at saka ni Turner ng dextrose, which is sugar. So meron ka ng citrate, meron ka ng dextrose, plus ilalagay mo siya sa ref, no? So yun yung pinaka latest na invention that we still adopt up to the present time. And we have Percy Lane Oliver. So he established the first British Red Cross. 1924, Felix Bernstein, Inheritance of Blood Groups. And of course, 1927, when there was the first foundation of the American Association of Immunologists. Of course, the importance of this is to identify and discover the different transfusion reactions. It was Federico Duran Dorda organized the highly successful mobile blood bank during the Civil War. So, noong panahon po ng Civil War, it was actually appreciated already because during the times, no, binaban yung transfusion medicine because of the humanely rights, no. Syempre hindi pa nila na-discover na kailangan pala pareho muna yung blood group, kailangan pala may compatibility testing muna. So marami pong namamatay. But during the Spanish Civil War, nung panahon na po ito ni Captain America, maraming namamatay, maraming na-amputate. So they still tried, no, to pursue transfusion medicine. So, dito na na-appreciate kasi marami pong nabuhay, na-amputate, tapos na-transfusion ng mga dugo, ganyan, and they are still living even after the transfusion. So, it was well appreciated and it was adopted na fully by the people and the government. So it was 1937 when Bernard Fantus established the Hospital Blood Bank in USA, Cook County Hospital, Chicago. It was the first blood bank that caused operations and saved bloods for future use. It was Edwin J. Con developed the cold ethanol fractionation, wherein we tried also known as the apheresis, wherein we tried to extract some portions of blood and use it for specific reasons. Let's say, for example, in one whole blood, we separate plasma, we separate platelets, and we separate the black red cells for the different purposes. So platelet usually for dengue or for dehydration, as well as the plasma for dehydration and bleeding tendencies, and for the black red cells, we usually transfuse that to the patients who are losing their RBCs, anemia patients, medullary leukemia patients, ganyan, or during operations. Caroline Steiner, so besides the blood grouping, they also discovered in 1940 that besides that, there are also genes on the surface of the RBCs that creates a transfusion reaction in the form of RH, or also known as the rhesus. In 1941, the U.S. government established the Plasma for Britain program headed by Charles Drew. The purpose of this is to collect blood, no, from 15,000 people and produce 5,500 vials of plasma. Before po kasi, since plasma ito, it does not actually cause much of transfusion reaction. But if it happens, it's rare. If this happens, ito po yung also known as the stem cell therapy, wherein we get or we harvest the plasma or the serum from animals, specifically the sheep or the goat, in 1990s kasi kapareho po natin din siya ng lineage, no? And it is not considered to be toxic to humans. So, kaya po nagiging immortal si former First Lady Imelda Marcos at former Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile, because during the first experimentation of stem cell therapy, where blood is also known as the fountain of youth, no, stem cells contains the baby cells coming from the bone marrow or tethering cord blood, ganyan. So they were active in transfusion ng stem cell therapy. So, do you think it works, no? It actually works kasi hanggang ngayon buhay pa rin sila. Their organs are actually healthy. Kung nagkakasakit man sila, of course, because of the old age. But imagine their life, no? Umabot sila ng 90 plus. 95 na nga ata si Enrile, no? Sabi nga nila, panahon pa ng dinosaur. So, February 1941, Dr. Charles Drew appointed as director of the first blood bank in Presbyterian Hospital. So, this hospital is still working up to present. So 1943, more of the improvement, no, of the anticoagulants, no, noong 1990s, more of improvement na talaga siya ng mga anticoagulants, which kind of anticoagulant could give us the longest preservation time, and of course, allowed to be stored up to 3 to 4 weeks, no, acid citrate dextrose, or also known as the ACD. Ganun na po katagal dati, because we can still prolong this one. And it was 1945, no, when Robin Coombs, Arthur Moran, or Robert Russell Reyes described the use of AHG, or also known as the anti-human globulin. The AHG is the very last step of cross-matching and the most important test in compatibility testing, because if there are no reaction from the previous procedures but we receive coagulation dito sa ating specimen, no, sa last stage ng AHG test. Ibig sabihin po nito, they do not share the same genes, they will react at sila po ay incompatible. Most cases that we encounter wherein sa last stage nagkakaroon ng reaction yung ating donor and patient is if the patient has the history of frequent transfusion reaction, pwedeng siya ay may sakit, pwedeng siya ay may cancer, may leukemia, pwedeng yung patient natin ay lagi ding nasasalinan dahil siya ay may dialysis for example, o kaya naman galing lang siya sa recent surgery, ganyan ganyan. So, and if you don't know, the blood groups or our blood types could be changed kapag tayo po ay nasalinan or we underwent bone marrow transplantation. So, because the new bone marrow will trigger or produce the new blood cells, no, so it could change our blood group in the future. Ganyan. So it was Louis Diamond developed the umbilical vein exchange transfusion procedure, father of pediatric hematology. But we do not do that now. No, iniiwasan na lang natin yung transfusion reactions. In cases, rare cases, we perform, but sa Pilipinas, we do not do this. The AABB, also known as the American Association of Blood Bank, is the purpose of this is to promote goals among blood banking practitioners and the blood donating public. So the AABB sets the standard, no, of proper collection, procedure, recruitment, and even yung determining of compatibility. Tayo sa Pilipinas, we follow the standard of the AABB, American Association of Blood Bank. So they produce books, they produce seminars, conventions, ganyan, for us to improve our knowledge in blood banking. It was 1951 when Edward Kohn developed the first cell separator. 1952, Carl Walter and Murphy Jr. introduced the flexible sealed collapsible plastic bags. No, kasi dati it is made up of glasswares, and those glasswares or yung mga malalaking para siyang yung sa dextrose nga, and the needles before were reused, no, so naimbento na rin yung paggamit ng plastic, yung preservative with plastics, no, plastic bags, for it to be the storage of the blood samples, ganyan. So 1957, it was John Gibson who introduced and preserved the solution of CPD, no, or the citrate phosphate dextrose with 21 days shelf life. So it is also known now as the CPDA1. Ito rin po yung ginagamit natin currently sa blood bank laboratory. So when you try to see the blood bag, no, meron ka agad yung parang tubig sa loob, just like when you check your EDTA tubes, they have like the sputter of liquid inside. That is actually the preservative. The preservative is around 150 ml in 500 ml blood bag. So, nasa around 350 ml lang po the most yung pwede nating i-collect, no? Because we need to weigh the blood bags, no? Hindi po kasi siya pwedeng sobrang punong-puno or botsog yung tawag namin, no? We need to weigh the blood bags for it to ensure that kasi sinicentrifuge din po yon yung mga blood bags natin to separate the different components of blood. Yung centrifuge ng blood bank para po siyang washing machine. Ganun siya kalaki, ganun din po siya sorry, ganun din po siya kaingay. So in cases like that, no, in cases like that, kapag sobrang puno yung blood bag, sasabog, no? Katulad lang din po ng ating test tubes na kapag hindi siya pantay or punong-puno, it will also explode. Same principle that we apply in the blood bags. So, ayan. So, meron tayong AS1, AS2, ayan. and AS5, which a chemical that will be added to the blood bag. So from 35 days, madadagdagan siya ng 7 days, which will last to up to 42 days. But in real life class, we only follow this, no? Because there is a different chemical that we may add to the blood bag for it to last to 40 days, 42 days rather. Yan. So it was 1962 when Dr. Joseph Garrott Allen paying for units and increased risk of post-transfusion hepatitis. So even if there is a higher purpose of transfusion, it was also recorded that meron din palang side effects yung transfusion na ito sa mga recipient, and that is of course yung pagkakaroon nga or mata-transfer din yung mga infections from the donor to the recipient. So he first postulated the effectivity of prevention of febrile transfusion reaction. Kasi po, ang ating pasyente, habang sinasalinan po natin yan ng dugo, meron pong nakaipit sa kanilang thermometer or temperature monitoring. An increase of 1 degree of temperature of our patient indicates febrile fever, febrile transfusion. So ibig sabihin, there is something in the donor's blood that do not match or reacts to the body of our recipient. So in that case, ano po ang gagawin? We need to immediately stop the transfusion because it may lead to death, no, ng ating pasyente within 24 hours. Then, what shall we do next? We need to infuse NSS or saline to our patient to wash, no, the presence of these transfused RBCs or blood derivatives to our patient. So, ganun po kahigpit, no, or kabilis din yung transfusion reactions. So 1964, instead of blood to be transfused, it is plasma to be transfused. No, it is also known as the plasmapheresis. We only harvest, no, we only harvest plasma, then we only transfuse plasma. So how does it happen? We have the apheresis machine wherein habang kinukuha na ng dugo yung ating pasyente, the blood will flow through a specific machine, yung apheresis machine natin. Then it will return the blood that is not needed by the machine. Kung RBC siya, kasi nga plasma lang ang kailangan niya, then they will just harvest the plasma. So with the advancement of technology, just like the inventions of Coulter counter sa hematology, where it can identify the different types of cells, if it's WBC, RBC, platelets, and the other forms of WBC differential. Ganun din po yung principle na ginagamit natin dito sa apheresis machine. Kapag na-identify niya na hindi naman to platelet, they will not harvest that. It was 1965 when Judith Graham Poole and Angela Shannon found that there are more concentrated form of plasma, which is in the form of factor 8, or also known as the cryo precipitated plasma. So for the cryo sorry, for the cryoprecipitated plasma, ang ginagawa po dito is after harvesting plasma, we store that, no? We freeze that in negative temperatures, and this one is stable for at least 1 year. The purpose of cryoprecipitated plasma is just like the plasma. However, it is more concentrated because it has more fibrinogen, and it can be separated with the different techniques of centrifugation. So don't you worry, everyone. We will try to discuss all the derivatives, no, paano rin sila nagkaiba sa isa't isa, pero that one is towards the finals na po. So ngayon, let's just focus on the history of the inventions and development of blood banking. After that, we also have 1968, Kenneth Merle Brinkhouse, no, and Sean Brom produced concentrated factor 8 by pooling hundreds of thousands of units of plasma. So ano pong ibig sabihin ng blood pooling or plasma pooling? Pinagsasama-sama po yung mga liquids. Let's say for example, liquid ni Ashley, yung plasma niya, yung plasma din ng ibang donors, pagsasamahin natin yan, ilalagay natin sa isang blood bag. So, since it is plasma, it does not contain RBCs, then there will be no transfusion reaction. Will it be okay? Yes. The answer is yes. Can it still save lives? Yes, no? Sa mga patients with severe um, bleeding deficiencies, sa bleeding tendencies, and patients na nasunog, nagkaroon ng burns, ganyan, or dehydration due to dengue, for example, a pool of plasma can still be used for transfusion. So, ito po yung pinagkaiba kasi ng mga doktor na nag-medtech at saka doktor na hindi nag-medtech. So, they just know that in patients with dengue, kailangan of course ng platelets kasi ito yung unang nade-deprive or nasisira, nagkakaroon ng loss, no, whenever we have dengue. But it is also important to rehydrate our patient. And it's not only platelets that can be transfused, pwede rin pong fresh frozen plasma or simply plasma. Okay? So, in continuation of history, 1969, Scott Murphy and Frank Gardner demonstrated that correct storing of platelets should be in room temperature because the platelets has the capacity to aggregate. Kapag po yung isang blood bag na puro platelets, hinayaan mo, hindi siya nag-agitate. No, agitating kailangan siya with constant motion, stable temperature of 37 degrees for 5 days, yun lang po yung expiration niya, we could still use that. No? Pero kapagka hindi inagitate, no, nilagay din sa ref, it cannot be transfused, no? Kasi ang purpose po ng platelets natin is to create a platelet plug formation or kung meron mang butas, babarahan niya. So kapagka sila ay free, platelets ay free, sila po ay magkukumpol-kumpulan lang, no? So kailangan sila po ay with constant agitation when we are storing. Then, 1970, blood banks move toward an all-volunteer blood donor system. Yan. Grow and colleagues demonstrated the graft the versus host disease that could be prevented by irradiation of blood components. Nangyayari yon, yung tipong blood group A ka, blood group A din yung donor mo, kapatid mo pa, pero mismatch pa rin, incompatible pa rin. Because again, each and every person is unique. So ano pong ibig sabihin nun? Kahit na pareho tayo ng lolo at lola, yung formation ng genes natin nagkakaiba pa rin po from one person to another. That makes us unique, no? Our genes, no? Kaya po yung DNA natin nag-iisa lang 'yan. Wala po tayong kakopya niyan. So for it to be a lesson na kahit na pareho tayo ng nanay at tatay or pareho tayo ng blood group tapos hindi pa rin compatible, para maiwasan 'yan, we irradiate or we subject the blood bag to, pinapatay natin yung, mga WBCs. That is the irradiation that, we are referring to. So, if that one is, irradiated, wala masyadong WBCs, wala din pong, antigen-antibody complex interaction, kumbaga, 'no? So, parang um, para yung dalawang lalaki hindi sila magsuntukan, pareho na lang silang hindi magchu-chewing gum at hindi na lang sila magtitinginan sa isa't isa, 'no? Parang gano'n po siya. And, 1972, Herbert Callis invented the apheresis machine, 'no, for blood, component, transfusion. 1975, George Kohler and Cesar Milstein discovered the monoclonal antibodies. Yung monoclonal antibodies natin, these are the antigen antibody complex that only specific for one gene. Mono means one antibody. So, ito yung anti-sera A, anti-sera B, and the RH. Those are the monoclonal antibody. For polyclonal antibody, that one is the green, that one is the anti-human globulin test, no? So, ayan. So, transfusion-related hepatitis known primarily to non-B. So, ano pong ibig sabihin nun? Hindi siya A, hindi siya B, so hepatitis C siya. So, it is the hepatitis that is usually associated with transfusion, no? Hepatitis C. Bakit? This one is also associated with the presence of Kaposi sarcoma, AIDS, no? Because of the sharing of needles ng mga drugista, mga nagda-drugs, at saka ng pasyenteng may AIDS. No, ayan. And of course, Western countries, European countries, they are, tawag dito, more liberated. So, at saka dati, kapag ka tinanggal ka sa trabaho, tapos dahil may AIDS ka, may hepatitis ka, etc., that is a form of, can you give me the word? That is a form of, can you give me the word? Yung parang, mm, Hmm. Ano nga yung tawag dun, class? Hindi ka tinanggap dahil may ganun ka? Yeah, discrimination. That is a form of discrimination. So, nung 1990s, usong-uso po yan, yung mga discrimination yan. That includes tuberculosis as well. Yan. So, 1995, first serologic test to detect HIV. So, nagkaroon na rin po ng importance, no, or na-reiterate po yung importance ng pag-test ng mga blood before transfusion. Kasi, yes, we have gained the purpose of saving lives of our patient, but in the long term, nagkasakit naman siya. So, we prevent that also. And before World War II, the blood was collected directly administered to the patient without anticoagulants. No? And after World War, voluntary donation began and promoted because of the good effects, no, of transfusion medicine during the World War. So it was July 17, 1948 when the Philippine National Red Cross was launched in the country. So it is the main constant and red supply for whole blood. It was the former President Elpidio Quirino who was the first blood donor, and RA 1517 was passed into law, also known as the Blood Bank Law, and the repealed by RA 7719. So ito yung old HAWAD 517, RA 7719 na siya ngayon, also known as the National Blood Services Act of 1994. Passed into law noong 1994. Kaya ano nakikita natin yung problema dito? Maganda, merong batas na maintain ng donation, procedures, techniques, improvements of the techniques also of the blood bank people, ng facility, etc. Kapag may maling ginagawa, nire-report, etc. Anong problema? 1994 pa siya. 1994, 2004, 2014, 2024. Ito po yung problema sa mga batas natin sa Pilipinas. 30 years old na yung ating batas, there is no improvement. No? And so paano, no? Do you think it is still the same situation 30 years ago? So, pwede hindi na, no? Actually, 21 years ago na siya. Sa April 20, no? Pero walang improvement. So ito sana hinihiling natin sa health sector system, no? That we improve. There are laws, no, that encompasses our healthcare system. However, it was way back, no? Kaya po yung leadership ni former President Marcos Sr., kaya siya napuri talaga ng madaming beses kasi marami siyang na-improve. Marami siyang naipagawa, marami siyang na-promote. However, it was not continued. No, it was not continued. The purpose was okay, the purpose was good, no? Actually, kasama po yung RA 5527 natin dyan, no? Yung MECTEC law. Kasama po yan sa pinirmahan ni ni former President Marcos. Pero hindi ako sabihin nyo, pero kinikilingan ganyan. Hindi naman po. Wala naman din akong, wala din naman akong vice president. Pero yun lang, sana mabigyan din lang pagkakataon na ma-improve. Kasi kung mas po yung paiiralan natin, then all of us will benefit, diba? Kesa naman mabigyan ka lang ng ng mga pagkain, for peace, etc. How about the people who are actually paying taxes, no, like us, no? Bigyan namin ng pampain yung mga hindi naman nagtatrabaho. So it doesn't seem fair. So however, if we put it into law, no, so kahit basurero nakatanggap ng blood bag, kahit nagtatrabaho nakatanggap ng blood bag, kahit na mayamang tao nakaka-receive ng blood bag in cases of emergency, then that's fair, 'di ba? At least we will put that into law. Then next one is the 1957 Blood Gatherers Club, or BGC, formed by 16 blood donors at the Philippine Colombian Club. So it was the first president was Father John Bush, and the current president is Police Superintendent Joel Torregoza. So ayan. So the purpose of this is to improve, no, or the donor recruitment. Kaya po minsan may kita natin hindi lang sa school, hindi lang sa satellite clinics or laboratories, hindi lang sa mismong Red Cross, pati sa malls meron na. It was May 13, 1981, when Marcos Sr. Promoted the Memorandum Circular Number 10 Series of 1981 promoting the voluntary blood donation. So as future RMTs, no, and medical practitioners, it is also under our oath, no, that we promote the healthcare and we promote the improvement, no, of healthcare system in the Philippines. Yan. So created an ad hoc committee to study the decrease in number of professional blood donors. So we must donate, no, if we can. So I am also an active donor before. But ayan na ang nangyari, no. It was early diagnosed that I have a chronic anemia. So hindi pala I had to stop. So my last donation was 7 years ago. So gano'n na siya katagal, and I'm still striving to be in normal conditions of hemoglobin and hematocrit, ganyan. So before you donate also, check yourselves, no, if you are okay, if you're ready. But as a young individual, I think you're still okay. Pero maganda 'yan, no, kasi hindi during blood donation naman, it can clearly identify if you are fit for donation or not. Yan, June 8, 1983, Dr. Thomas Maramba Jr., he was the first president of PSP. Ayan, representative to discuss and promote the voluntary blood donation. Ayan, so sa Philippine Military Academy. Yan. Ayan, so history of blood bank in the Philippines, February 1984, registered with SEC, no? Kailangan po kasi lahat ng organization ma-register, no? Ang SEC means Security and Exchange Commission. April 1984, first officers inducted Lieutenant General Fidel V. Ramos. Kaya po, very close to the heart ang Army, Marines, Coast Guard, Police, ganyan. Ang saya girls, no? Lalo na kapagka napunta kayo sa blood donation drive ng Philippine Military Academy or MAAP, yung mga military schools na yan, ganyan. Saya. Alam nyo, parang kayo ang pinakamaganda sa mga mata nila. Charot. Talagang ano, talagang wala bawal kasi silang lumabas, eh. Wala din silang nakikitang tao. Plus, they are urged to donate kasi nga kapag kayo po ay nagseserbisyo na para sa gobyerno, volunteerism is a must. No, and July 1985, PBCC joined celebration of the donor. So, how about you, class? Have you tried to donate blood? Ganyan, masaya kayang mag-donate, masakit mag-donate, 'no? Meron bang naka-experience na sa inyong mag-donate? Wala. Jester, nakapag-donate ka na?
Yes po, ma'am.
Ayan. Anong feeling, nahilo ka ba? Hindi naman?
Hindi naman.
Okay lang. How about for the girls, no? Maricon, nakapag-donate ka na ba ng blood ever?
Hindi pa po, ma'am.
Bakit?
Ano po, anemic po, eh. Lagi
Ano,
akong failed.
actually meron pang isang reason kung bakit hindi ako makapag-donate bukod sa chronic anemia. Underweight kasi ako. Charot! Charot lang. Ayoko na mag-joke. So, history in continuation of history of blood bank in the Philippines. Department Circular Number 99, series of 1987, policies by DOH to provide an adequate supply and to encourage the efficient utilization of blood resources. No? Kaya po yung mga Red Cross and different hospitals like the AYAC Med and Manila Med, even if meron pa silang blood bags no, sa kanilang storage, they still promote. Kasi po, we also borrow bloods. Halimbawa, pumunta ka sa AYAC Med, wala na silang dugo. Punta tayo sa Manila Med naman. Hiram ng dugo, palitan na lang ng donor, etc. So what's important is that it is donated, it is not being bought. No, yung sinasabi natin na binibili daw yung dugo, hindi po totoo 'yan. Yung dugo po ay hindi binibili, binabayaran po natin yung screening na ginawa sa blood bag para ma-donate sa ating recipient ng safe, okay, at walang sakit na maipapasa. So the department ordered 339K, series of 1988, creation of Community of National Blood Services Program under the Admin Order of 118 AS as 1992. The objective is to again no reiterate the adequacy no and equitable supply of safe blood products. So again ha, we reiterate safe, hindi na lang siya simply blood products but safe blood products. Then ayan, the resources of this discussion is Harmony, Christopher, and PBCC. Ayan, yan. Oof. It was exactly 1 hour for a 30-minute discussion. Yan. So I am now open to the fact or bluff segment or yung mga bagay na gusto nyong itanong kung totoo ba, hindi, or probably some clarification during our discussion. So, let me check our messages. You may raise your hand po, you may unmute yourselves, ganyan, para malaman natin. Okay. Against daw po pala sa law mag-request ng plus points 'pag nag-donate, sabi po ni Sir Erwin, kasi hindi na daw po donation ang matatawag. Yes, that is exactly true because you want something in return. If the teacher will give that to you voluntarily, then it's not bawal. Because there is a plus, then you are not being true to yourself. You are being hypocrite. No? O kaya naman, wala tayong magagawa. Kailangan talaga natin ng plus points minsan. Ano? So, I think we just practice the good karma. Charot, no? Sabi nga nila, kapag third year ka, onwards, hanggat hindi ka pumapasa, nag-iipon ka ng good karma. Kasi bakit? Kasi gusto mong pumasa ng board exam. Ayan, 'no, nag-iipon tayo ng good karma. Okay. So, let me call names for our class participation of the day. Hello, Alvin, nandito ka?
Hello po, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning
Did
po.
did you learn something today, Alvin?
Yes po. Ma'am, wait
Can you
lang pa.
ano?
Nagkaano-ano lang po yung ano.
Can you
Shopee
share
po
your
ba?
knowledge to me, Alvin?
Shopee po ba ako, ma'am?
Hindi.
Wait lang po.
Kaya mo 'yan. Bibigyan na ba kita ng points o i-skipan na kita? Sige, skip ka na. Yung skip mo, Alwin, baka umabot na ng next sem, ha? Hello, Rainier. Good
Hello po,
morning.
ma'am.
Ayan, can you share your knowledge with me?
Hmm, ano po ma'am, bale yung sa ngayon po parang pwede summarize lang po ma'am.
Yes, sure.
Parang yung nag-gets ko lang, bale based po dun sa history parang ano lang po tawag po dun, parang around centuries na po yung process po ng immunohematology tapos ano po yun, tawag po dun, parang kada year po parang every year po nagkakaroon po lagi ng mga improvement po tapos tapos yung mga ano po as years goes by po parang improve po siya ng improve o kaya po para kunyari po example po ngayon nagkakaroon na rin po ng mga batas po para tungkol po
Mhm.
sa para po sa mga regulation po saka meron na rin po yung
Okay.
mga ano yung mga implementation po agencies na committee po para magkaroon po ng
Okay.
yung parang
Thank you, Rainier.
po.
Thank you, Relax ka lang, Rainier. Thank you, Rainier. How about you, Miss Arevalo? What is your takeaway to this discussion?
Yung importance po ng blood typing or yung cross-matching na
Correct.
hindi lang po basta dapat nagsasalin ng blood or what. Mas
Okay.
importante po na alam yung blood type ng isang tao.
Correct. Okay, thank you. Gallego, Brian?
No po, ma'am. Sa akin po is yung AABB po. Sila po pala yung nag-facilitate and collect and nagtatransfuse po ng blood. And yun lang po. Yung
Okay. Oo na most of what we actually do here in the Philippines ay galing talaga sa western countries or practice talaga siya ng Amerika. 'Di ba parang kung mapapansin niyo din class no yung mga libro natin no ang authors nito mga taga ibang bansa din. So there are seldom cases wherein we just practice on our own. We relate it to our everyday or routine sa Pilipinas pero yung mga pinaka-practice talaga sinusunod natin yung nasa ibang bansa. Okay, so how about si Comilon, Britney? What is your takeaway to this discussion? Or meron ba kayong mga nalaman na, ganito pala, akala kasi namin ganito, or do you have questions for me like, totoo ba to or ganyan, hindi totoo, gano'n.
Yung natutunan ko lang po ngayon is yung pagiging responsible po sa pagko-collect po, tas testing and processing and storing po ng blood po. Yun po.
Yes, that's true. So kailangan po natin yung ano 'no, kailangan natin palaging i-monitor kung tama ba yung temperature ng ref 'no, ganyan. Kasi if we have not met all of these requirements 'no to preserve the blood, then it will not be useful and the blood will be put into waste 'no. Sa amin sa blood bank minsan kapagka malapit ng mag-expire or nag-expire na let's say for example ng 12 noon yung ating blood sample, nilalagay namin 'yan sa micro, um, lalo na 'pag group O 'no, to add sa paggawa po ng BAP, 'yan. Okey, Comelon, si Custodio, Samantha, hello.
Hello po. Yung sa akin naman po yung ano, before po tayo mag-donate ng blood, siguraduhin po natin na yung ida-donate po natin or yung sarili po natin is wala tayong sakit. Kasi minsan yung mga blood po na ibinibigay rin natin sa hospital to like sa may, mga surgery po, ganyan.
Yes 'no, so we have to ensure that it is, safe. Okay, so how about you, Miss Marshall? May tanong ako sa'yo Miss Marshall. Nakapag-donate ka na ba ng dugo?
Morning ma'am, hindi pa po.
Ano naman din ang reason mo sa hindi
Hindi
na
po ako napasa sa BP ma'am.
ah,
Low
sa
blood po.
low blood, yes 'no.
Apo.
Sabagay low blood din naman ako 'no. Anyway, 'yan 'no. Okay, so how about your takeaway to this
Um,
discussion?
kumbaga po yun sa sa history ma'am parang pa-improve po siya ng improve tapos nagkakaroon din po tayo ng mga laws ngayon especially po sa importance nga po sa ano yun? Sa blood typing po yung sa yun sa
Okay, sige. Okay. Okay na.
Okay.
Okay na.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you
Thank
po.
you, thank you, thank you. How about you, Dessa? Do you have any chismis there before that pwedeng napatunayan natin na mali or tama ang ngayong discussion natin this morning? Dean, nandito ka?
Yes po, ma'am. Audible po ba?
Yes.
Sige po. Wait lang po.
Let's proceed with Eliza muna. Hello, Eliza. Eliza? Okay. What?
Good morning po, ma'am.
Morning.
Sa akin po, learning po yung history po. Yung blood banking po, parang ang dami niya pong trial and errors. Tapos po, natutunan ko po ngayon na kahit unique po lahat ng tao na kahit iisa po ang daloy ng dugo po ng magkakamag-anak, hindi po compatible lahat po. Yung sabi niyo po na pag transfuse, kahit po parehas sila ng type, sometimes hindi pa po sila compatible.
Correct. Okay, thank you. How about you, Faith? Marial?
Good morning po, ma'am.
Good morning.
Yung takeaway ko from this lesson po is about the law, which is yung dati is Republic Act 1517, Blood Bank Law, which na naging ngayon po RA 7719, National Blood Service Act of 1994. Pero yung problem po dito is it's been 30 years and hindi na po siya masyadong updated.
Yes, that's true. Tandaan nyo na kasama po ito hanggang sa board exam. No, all the law that encompasses our profession, it is included in the board exam. Okay. So, wag nyo kakalimutan yung mga inaral nyo sa medtech laws and bioethics. So, si Francine.
Hello po, good morning po. Sa akin naman po is, ang natutunan ko is parang if magdo-donate ka ng blood, usually parang voluntarily ka po na talaga na magdo-donate and wala kang hihingi na kapalit po kasi mas nalinawan ako now na may kaso, may law po pala na pwedeng maisampa sa'yo once na binenta mo yung blood mo.
Correct. Francine, yung apelido mo ba ay De Guzman?
Yes po.
Okay, sige. Let me just clarify that. Okay. Tapos, after Francesca, si Miss Aleta. May bago ka bang natutunan ngayon, Miss Aleta?
Good morning po, ma'am.
Morning.
Yes po. Natutunan ko po yung improvement po ng blood banking sa buong mundo po tsaka sa Pilipinas and kung gaano po ka-importante yung blood transfusion sa buhay ng tao kasi po, yun nga po, sabi niyo po kanina, nakakamatay po tsaka nakakabuhay din siya. Yun lang.
Yes. And in a one blood bag we can save 3 lives, no? Red cells, platelets, and plasma. Hinihiwalay yan. Then Aleta, after Aleta we have Jamie Nastro.
Yes po, good morning po.
Good
Yung
morning.
takeaway ko po yung importance po ng compatibility testing kasi di ba po nagdo-donate po tayo ng blood para po makasave ng lives. Kaya parang yung dapat po parang aware tayo na kaya natin na makapag-donate. Parang, ang tawag doon? Capable po tayo na makapag-donate ng dugo para makahelp tayo.
Correct. So, okay. Thank you, Jamie. Tapos, after ni Jamie, how about si Jason Bautista?
Hello po, rin po, ma'am.
Yes po.
Yung sa akin po, ma'am, yung sa PBCC po, which is sila raw po yung nag-handle ng mga blood na dinodonate. Tapos yung nga raw po, yung blood daw po is hindi binabayaran. Yung binabayaran daw po is yung sa screening na ginawa sa blood din, yung mga individuals po na nag-contribute sa blood banking po, gaya po nila Carl
Steiner.
Landsteiner po, yung sa
Yes.
ABO group, yun po.
Yes. Okay. Okay, thank you. How about si Jenny Olfato?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
I just learned about the people behind the discovery of blood transfusion, the blood groups, and cross-matching. I also learned din po about the fact that blood banking facilities can be separated from the hospital before, and also the reason why it isn't allowed na po.
Mhm. Yes. Thank you. Yan. And si Celis and si Demaisip, I acknowledge your class participation earlier. Celis, let me check that. Si Kesha, si Miss Lungkay,
Good
what's
morning
your
po,
takeaway?
ma'am.
Morning.
Basically, yung takeaway ko po is yung general knowledge about sa long history po ng immunohematology, not just in the Philippines but all around the world po, especially sa West. And yung pinaka nag-pique po ng interest ko kanina is yung plasma pooling po. Which is for me po kasi medyo unfamiliar pa din po ako sa concepts ng BB. Na possible po pala siya from multiple donors po is magko-collect ng plasma. Since sabi niyo nga po is hindi naman po maapektuhan dahil hindi po kasama yung RBCs, yung blood cells po. So, yun po.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Miss Longkay. Si Miss Hidalgo, Cristabel.
Good morning po.
Morning.
Yung sa akin po yung sa dengue po. Yung akala po ng iba platelets lang po yung pwedeng i-transfuse or yun lang po yung alam. Kasi yun po yung mababa mostly kapag may dengue. Pero pwede rin po palang gamitin yung plasma.
Yes. Tama. Tama, no? So, para mas mabilis pong mag-shoot up yung platelets kasi dehydrated sila yung platelets natin, uhaw. So, kailangan nila ng mas maraming tubig. So, hindi lang dapat tayo umasa sa hydration ng pasyente kasi nga, the patient is not feeling well. So, ayan. Okay. Si Miss Gicole po.
Good morning po. Yung takeaways ko po is yung how important to understand the relationship po between the blood group antigens and sa antibodies and the whole immune system po. And yung importance po ng mga tests para ma-avoid po yung mga potentially life-threatening complications po during transfusions.
Okay. Last 3 students maybe. So I appreciate that you have participated already, Maricon. So dito tayo kay Mariela Ortega.
Sa akin naman po is yung blood nga po is donated po siya voluntarily and hindi po siya kailangang humingi ng kapalit. And noon po kasi yung mga blood po is parang pinagkakakitaan. And yung sa transfusion po ng one dog to another is maaring tsamba lang po.
Puro tsamba talaga, no? Puro trial and error. Okay, thank you. Si Miss Nebres.
So, yung takeaway ko naman po for this lesson is yung na tutulan ko po yung history nga po ng immunohematology na yung mga unang transfusion po is hindi po talaga walang patunay na successful po talaga and yung importance din po ng compatibility test.
Correct. Last but not the least, Mr. Musni.
I suppose that in a broader sense, the earliest strides in transfusion practices, if not medical and surgical practices in general, they blur the lines between mutilation and medicine, and that successes were highly unlikely, if not even very difficult to appreciate, per the misconstruction of fevers or adverse transfusion outcomes, as we know today, as indicative of successful transfusions. Case in point, even the alleged transfusion successes by Physic or Blundell with humans, Pope Innocent VII, or in sourcing blood from animals, such as by Jean-Baptiste Denis. However, after a lot of risks, failures, and experimentation, the advances of transfusion technology are rather outstanding, considering where the beginnings of practice even lay to begin with.
Yes. No, so and of course, no, thank you for all your outputs. I appreciate that you are somewhat well prepared, I think, or you were awake no ngayong umaga. Thank you for your solid class participation. So with this, please do not also forget the practice of testing first, no, of the blood samples prior transfusion. It is very important not to spread the disease, but to save lives. Okay, so I hope that we can also promote and be volunteers, no, in the future, without the expectations of we will we will be having any additional points. Okay, so for the rest, like si Novi, Piel, si Alexis Nicole, si Rain, si Rayoneer, Reyes Juan Miguel, Ronelyn, si Sean, si Sofia, si Jeff, si Ong, si Ashley, si Alwin at saka si Dessa. So I want you to be more proactive next week, no? So to prioritize also your class participation. Again, there is an added score or points, no, of class participation in online class. Okay, this was also acknowledged by Sir Erwin. Okay, so is there anything else that you want to ask before I dismiss you? Yes po, Jester.
Ma'am, ask ko lang po kung nasa class list na po ba ako sa BB? Kasi sa aims ko po kasi hindi pa po yung down payment po.
Let me check lang po. Tignan ko lang ng mabilis ngayon. Ang lumalabas sa'yo ay wala pa?
Wala pa po. Hindi pa po pumapasok yung down payment ko po. Babalikan ko pa lang po maya-maya po.
When did you had the payment?
Nung Sabado po.
Ay, nung Sabado. Ano to, adding?
Hindi po. Late enrollee po kasi ako. Nung Sabado lang po.
Wait lang. Let me check. 3-3. Okay, 3-3. 3-3. 3-3 elect. Ano nga ulit yung full name mo?
Jester di maisip po.
Wala ka pa po.
Thank you po.
Wala pa. So, probably, let's wait kasi yung nag-aasikaso ata ng nito is iisa lang siya sa buong college. Ni Ma'am Aline. Okay? That will be it. So thank you very much, 3-1, for the names that was mentioned. I hope you participate next week. And for the others, yeah, please, thank you. And please continue. And please expect short quiz, mga 15 to 20 items quiz po on your on-site by me. But however, class, no, kahit na meron akong ipe-prepare na quiz, pwede pong maurong yung schedule nyo kung kailan kayo mag-quiz, basta on-site po siya. Okay? So thank you po, 3-3. I'll see you again next week. Thank you.